So all of you shooters and reloaders out there, 3 circles, passengers and members, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone Express, the 3 circles car. And the other day I was shooting these Russian slugs like these, and I'm getting standard deviations from 5 to 13. That is unheard of with our slug reloads. We usually get standard deviations above 30. So shocking it was to see standard deviation of 5. Amazing. Now how is this possible that we're getting standard deviations consistently in this low range? Well, first we have to look at the wads. And when it comes to the wads, the first thing you look at is the obturation cup. Notice that in the Russian tail wads, the obturation cup is over twice as deep. About 2.5 times deeper than our US trap wads. So to expect these trap wads to obturate as well behind a solid slug as the Russian tail wad, it's not a fair comparison. This offers much superior obturation under a solid slug than these. Red, white, and blue is always good, but the deep obturation cup is a real winner. It's not only deep, but it's also very strong. The sooner and the better you obturate, the more consistently your powder charge will burn. And that will also give you lower standard deviations. Now the second thing we notice is that the Russian tail wad is a full 12 gauge diameter, whereas the US domestic trap wads are actually less than 12 gauge diameter. This goes a long way also to give us lower standard deviation, better bore sealing. Now a third possible explanation is that the Russian tail wad has no petals that might strip off. Oftentimes when there's a slug in these shot cups, the petals strip off. Happens more often than not, and that will lead to higher standard deviations for sure. The Russian tail wads have a shorter compression zone than the US trap wads, and this gives a better chance for the base to remain square to the angle of axis of the bore and not go cockeyed, and that leads to lower standard deviations. Now this is allowing as good a cushioning effect because when we seat the Russian slugs partially so that there's a little bit of a space between the base there, what happens is when the round goes off and gunpowder pressures build up quickly, the complete seating of the wad to the slug gives additional cushioning, and that makes up for the shallower compression zone. And finally, the bore riding slugs seal the bore better than a slug in a shot cup. And if you look at fired wads, they're more consistent in the wads that are recovered than our US trap wads. So all these are reasons why we get lower standard deviations. Whatever it is, and I'm sure there are other explanations also that you can think of, we like lower standard deviations. And we're getting better accuracy from that as well. See you in the next video. Bye for now.